Good morning, whole junior high learning community. Happy Friday, Mr. Knighton here. Happy New Year as well. I have not done one of these or put one of these out since last year, so Happy New Year. I hope everybody had an amazing winter break. However you chose to spend that time, I hope that it was time well spent with your family and friends. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. Please ignore the little icon in the corner. I'll be able to get through this video before the computer dies. All right, as always, we want to launch with our word. My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. Again, our humanity is bound up in one another's, for we can only be human together. Faces around the junior high, you know I always light up whenever this portion of the announcements come up. This week, I took quite a few of these pictures with the exception of this one down here. It's Mrs. Vogel and one of her students. I believe that student asked Mrs. Vogel if they wanted twin hairstyle wise, so they put that together and she sent that to me. And then the other images are from our cafeteria. I have found a lot of enjoyment over the past few weeks prior to break connecting with the students with whatever activity they're doing at the table. It is really neat just seeing them play their card games or just their conversations. They know that I am known to just pop in and join whatever it is that they're talking about or ask to play whatever they're playing. But as I always say, it's the joy. It's just how much love and how much kindness and how much enthusiasm and just excitement there is as they're connecting with one another. It is so sweet. And then these two images right here are from our staff. They are, and this is district-wide, but all of our staff this year in the district are doing professional learning communities. So that means on early release Wednesdays, some of them that is, but on early release Wednesdays, they are connecting with one another within their departments, and they're talking about education, and they're talking about your students, and they're talking about how to make this place or our spaces here in Hope Public as great as we can possibly make them. And that comes through teaching. That comes through the classroom. It comes through the relationships that are being built. But what was really neat about this one, these are some of our elective teachers, and they were in Mr. Williamson's room. He's our band teacher here. And I heard the big buzz about their PLC was that they were going to be launching and connecting with one another by way of singing. Now, I did not personally make it down there. Mr. Billingsley did. But to know that just this group of elective teachers, you know, be it modern language or PE or, you know, band and choir, art, that they all came together in harmony literally to collaborate about perfecting their craft to better reach your student, I thought was just really neat. So I wanted to share that with y'all. This has gotten a lot better. Folks are getting here on time and we really appreciate it. Your students are going to continue to benefit from it. Obviously, you know, the classroom environment is going to benefit from it as they are on time and they're in their seats. So thank you so much for having your students here on time. Semester 1 field trip communication is continuing to come out. The big thing here on the bottom, y'all, which is the cost. If there is a need or if there's any kind of financial assistance that we can provide you, please reach out. Please reach out. If it's a portion of it that we can cover, if it's the entire thing that needs to be covered, just reach out. We need to know if there's a need, and if there's a need, we're going to work our best to figure out a way to provide and support, because we want our young people to go. They need to be meeting the requirements, passing 4 out of 6 classes, 10 or less tardies, no suspensions, 5 or fewer detentions. But yeah, it's going to be a great time. January 28th, 7th graders will be going to Fun City over on the west side of Lansing, and our 8th graders will be going out to Okemos Hazlitt to the Meridian Mall to High Caliber. Countdown, semester 1 exams. We are at, I think it's 5 days, 5 more days, semester 1 exams. They start on January 14th. So please make sure that your young person is here. If for some reason they're not able to make it, please communicate with your student's teacher. Please keep in mind that if they do not complete their exam and there's been no communication to our staff, we're just going to assume that it was not, we're just going to ask you to please communicate with us if in fact you won't be able to make it. If they don't take their exam, it is a 0 and we don't want that to happen. So please communicate with your student's teacher in the event that they won't be here. Also keep in mind that next week on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, those are true half days with an 11:10 release, and lunches will not be served on those days either. All right, just again, communication about exams, January 14th, 15th, and 16th, half-day exam schedule, which you'll see a couple slides over. And then this is our district-wide or district policy around exams. Cocoa and Cram, that is today, this afternoon. That is for 7th grade students that are looking to study, get a little bit of support from an 8th grade student. It's just a great opportunity to learn some study skills and some study habits, and to also network with an 8th grader. Maybe kind of pick their brain a little bit about what they've done so far in school to be successful. So that's this Friday, that's today, this afternoon from 2:45 to 3:45 here in the cafeteria. Our bell schedules next week, I needed to update this because next week we are running A and B and a half day schedule. So my apologies about that. I need to get this gone off there. But yeah, next week A, B, and we have half day schedules that will be going on. Staff emails, none of this has changed at all. As I shared a few slides over, in the event that your student cannot make their exam next week, the 14th, 15th, or 16th, please communicate out to your student's teacher. Calendar, we're in January, which is wild because that means we're almost to February, which we have some really fun things coming up in February. So go ahead and take a second to jump over there and take a glance at that. But as I shared, the big thing for next week, the 14th, 15th, and 16th, we have half-day schedules with an 11:10 release. No lunches are being served. Our clubs and activities, we try to keep this as updated as possible. Please take a second and look over this. And then last but not least, we have a word of the week from Lou Holtz, who is a legendary college football coach. I believe he ended his college career at the University of Notre Dame. So his words are, ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. So ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. I know that's one thing that we talk a lot about here, our attitudes, specifically around our core values. Even just the other day, I had to remind myself that I am not capable of changing the world. That's impossible. I am not capable of doing much more than being able to manage my attitude in whatever situation is before me. So if that's a situation with a parent, a situation with a student, a situation with a staff member, holding to our core values of showing compassion, respect, and resilience has a huge impact ultimately on how we're able to influence one another, but it all is grounded in how we respond via our attitude. So I like this word. I thought it was really neat. So go ahead and take heed to it. Talk to your young person about it. Have an amazing weekend, and we cannot wait to see everybody next week. Much love. Take care.